most junior senator from Franklin. Good morning. And we are going to go live in just a moment. The Senate will please come to order. We do not have a devotional exercise this morning, so we will begin with a moment of silence. Thank you. And senators will kindly join for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the
flag
United States
of America,
and to the
republic
which
stands
one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty
and justice for all.
Are there any announcements this morning? Believe we have a weekend adjournment resolution to take up. JRS 36 relating to weekend adjournments. Please listen to the reading of the resolution.
JRS 36, joint resolution relating to weekend adjournment. Resolved by the Senate and House of Representatives that when the two houses adjourn on Friday, January 21st, 2022, it be to meet again no later than Tuesday, January 25, 2022.
Now you've heard a reading of JRS 36. The question is, shall the Senate adopt the resolution on its part? Are you ready for the question? Kindly unmute. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it, and you've adopted JRS 36. We have a number of Senate bills for introduction this morning. S 264, an act relating to the renewable energy standard, introduced by Senator Ballant and others. Please listen to the first reading of S 264.
S 264, an act relating to the renewable energy standard.
You've heard the first reading, and the bill is referred to the Committee on Natural Resources and Energy. S 265, an act relating to expanding criminal threatening to include threats to third persons, introduced by Senator Clarkson and others. Please listen to the first reading of S 265.
S 265, an act relating to expanding criminal threatening to include threats to third persons.
You've heard the first reading, and the bill is referred to the Committee on Judiciary. S 266, an act relating to substance use disorder treatment and overdose prevention, introduced by Senators Rahm Hinsdale, Hardy, and Perchlik. Please listen to the first reading of S 266.
S 266, an act relating to substance use disorder treatment and overdose prevention.
You've heard the first reading, and the bill is referred to the Committee on Judiciary. S 267, an act relating to regulating cosmetic products containing certain chemicals and chemical classes and prohibiting the installation of athletic turf fields containing polyfluoroalkyl and polyfluoroalkyl substances, introduced by Senator Lyons and others. Good luck.
S 267, an act relating to regulating cosmetic products containing certain chemicals and chemical classes and prohibiting the installation of athletic turf fields containing perfluoroalkyl and polyfluoroalkyl substances.
You've heard the first reading, and the bill is referred to the Committee on Health and Welfare. S 268, an act relating to the right to farm, introduced by Senators Parent, Brock, and Starr. Please listen to the first reading of S 268.
S 268, an act relating to the right to farm.
You've heard the first reading, and the bill is referred to the Committee on Judiciary. S 269, an act relating to extending the Energy Savings Account Partnership Pilot Program, introduced by Senators Perrin and Brock. Please listen to the first reading of S 269.
S 269, an act relating to extending the Energy Savings Account Partnership Pilot Program.
You've heard the first reading, and the bill is referred to the Committee on Finance. S 270, an act relating to Vermont housing regulation modernization, introduced by Senator Brock and others. Please listen to the first reading of S 270.
S 270, an act relating to Vermont housing regulation modernization.
You've heard the first reading, and the bill is referred to the Committee on Natural Resources and Energy. S 271, an act relating to considerations in hospital sustainability planning, introduced by Senator Perrin. Please listen to the first reading of S 271.
S 271, an act relating to considerations in hospital sustainability planning.
You've heard the first reading, and the bill is referred to the Committee on Health and Welfare. And finally, S 272, an act relating to entities required to comply with Vermont's renewable energy programs, introduced by Senators Bray, Clarkson Hardy, Lyons, and McCormick. Please listen to the first reading of S 272.
S 272, an act relating to entities required to comply with Vermont's renewable energy programs.
You've heard the first reading, and the bill is referred to the Committee on Natural Resources and Energy. That concludes our bill introductions for today. This brings us to the orders of the day. We have on the calendar for third reading, S 224, an act relating to juvenile proceedings. Third reading was ordered on January 14th. Are there any amendments before third reading? And I see the senator from Bennington, the chair of Judiciary, has his hand up. The senator is recognized.
Yeah. Madam President, I don't have amendments, but I have some explanations, and I can wait to see if there's any amendments.
Okay. Are there any amendments? I believe we should do third reading, and then we'll move to the senator for the explanation. Please listen to the third reading of S 224.
S 224, an act relating to juvenile proceedings.
You've heard the third reading of S 224. The question is, shall the bill pass? And the senator from Bennington is recognized.
Thank you, Madam President. When we did second reading of the bill, there was a question regarding who can make a motion to have a Big 12 or most serious offense heard in juvenile court or dealt with as a youthful offender. And the answer is that the motion may be filed by the state's attorney, the defendant, or the court on its own motion. Regarding victims' rights in that process, in accordance with court rules, at a hearing on a motion for youthful offender treatment, the court shall ask if the victim is present, and if so, whether the victim would like to be heard regarding disposition. In ordering disposition, the court shall consider any views offered at the hearing by the victim. If the victim is not present, the court shall ask whether the victim has expressed either orally or in writing views regarding the disposition, and shall take those views into consideration in ordering disposition of the youthful offender status request. Madam President, I wanted to also mention that the bill does three basic things, and if obviously there were some no votes, and I want to make clear that a no vote would be against pausing the raise the age for 19-year-olds and until 2023. The 19-year-olds would become juveniles on July 1, 2022. The Judiciary Committee feels strongly that the administration needs at least another year to have in place all of these different mechanisms. Also, S-224 enhances the rights of victims in juvenile and youthful offender proceedings, and those enhancements would not go into effect if we failed to pass this bill. And finally, Madam President, your Judiciary Committee worked very hard on establishing certain public safety considerations in decisions about whether to hold a case as a juvenile or as a youthful offender, and those would not go into effect if the bill does not pass. So I hope that explains the basic bill and what it does and doesn't do. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Senator. Are you ready for the question? Kindly unmute. Again, the question is, shall the bill pass? All those in favor, please unmute and say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it, and you've passed S-224. I believe this completes the orders of the day. And the senator from Windham is recognized.
Thank you, Madam President. Pending announcements, I move the Senate stand in adjournment until January 19th at 1 p.m.
The senator from Windham has moved that subject to any announcements, the Senate do stand in adjournment until Wednesday, January 19th at 1 p.m. Are there any announcements this morning? The senator from Addison is recognized.
Thank you, Madam President. Senate Natural Resources and Energy will meet at 10:15.
The senior senator from Chittenden is recognized.
Thank you, Madam President. Health and Welfare will meet at 10 o'clock.
The senior senator from Washington is recognized.
Thank you, Madam President. Senate Finance will meet at 2:30 this afternoon.
The senator from Windsor is recognized.
Senate Economic Development, Housing, and General Affairs will meet at 10 o'clock.
Thank you. The senator from Essex Orleans is recognized.
Yes, thank you, Madam President. Senate Ag will meet at 10 o'clock.
The senator from Bennington, Senator Campion, is recognized.
Thanks, Madam President. Senate Education will meet at 2 o'clock this afternoon.
Thank you. The senator from Caledonia, Senator Benning, is recognized.
Thank you, Madam President. Senate Institutions will meet at 2 p.m. or 15 minutes after the fall of the gavel and the governor's budget address, whichever shall first occur. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you. The senator from Windham is recognized.
Thank you, Madam President. Senate Government Operations will meet at 2 o'clock or the same as the Institutions Committee, whichever comes first, 2 or 15 minutes after the fall of after the governor's budget address. And your Senate Apportionment Committee will meet tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock.
The senior senator from Bennington is recognized.
Thank you, Madam President. Senate Judiciary will meet at 10:05.
Thank you. Are there any further announcements? The senator from Windsor is recognized.
Thank you, Madam President. The Senate Democratic Caucus will meet at 12:15. We'll end at about 12:45 in time for the governor's address, and you can find the link to that meeting on the legislative webpage under announcements. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any additional announcements? The senator from Windham is recognized.
Thank you, Madam President. Just to reiterate, budget address this afternoon from the governor at 1 p.m. Look for that link. And as it is the start of our work week, I have a few little tidbits from Irish poet Seamus Heaney. Was deep in Mr. Heaney this morning. 2 things to think about this week. 1, anyone with gumption and a sharp mind will take the measure of 2 things: what's said and what's done. And the second one, which really resonated with me this morning, I can't think of a case where poems change the world, but what they do is they change people's understanding of what's going on in the world. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Senator. Hearing no additional announcements, the senator from Wyndham has moved that the Senate adjourn until Wednesday, January 19th at 1 p.m. Are you ready for the question? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it, and the Senate stands adjourned until Wednesday, January 19th at 1 p.m.